All right, so the sneaker cushioning landscape has changed a ton since last year. So I wanted to give you guys my top 10 most comfortable max cushion sneakers, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Hey, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to be going live on Whatnot Wednesday, 9/3 at 10 a.m. PST. And then I have some future shows as well that are going to be in September. But everything that I'm going to have is going to be listed at $1 starts. Also, if you guys use my link in the description, it actually gives you guys $15 free credit for anything on Whatnot. It doesn't have to be on my show. It could be on anything, but hopefully we'll see some of you guys there. I'm looking forward to doing 3 shows in September. So make sure you head over to my Whatnot page and bookmark my upcoming shows. Thanks. Full disclaimer at the beginning of the video, though, obviously this is just my opinion. This is my thoughts based on my experiences with these sneakers I'm going to be talking about in this video. If you guys have a difference in opinion, leave a comment in the comment section. And also everybody has a difference in like what comfortable quote unquote is. So for me, this video for max cushion is just like the largest squishiest stack of cushioning, and some of it might be softer than others, some of it might be firmer than others, but others might have more of an advantage in like price, breathability, stability, and so on. So again, this is just my opinion, and if you guys are interested in buying any of the items I'm going to be discussing in this video, links in the description of the video. This is the best way you can support the channel, and honestly lets me create and do what I'm doing here for you guys when you guys use those links and make the purchases to the respective sites that I list in the description. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Let's go ahead and jump right in the number 10 spot. So the number 10 is going to go to this pair that I just reviewed recently. This is the Mizuno Neo Vista 2. It's an incredibly soft pair of sneakers here. Very crazy comfortable and a max stack of cushioning for sure. Honestly, I just heard from Mizuno they have another model that I think hopefully they're going to be sending me that might actually make this list a little bit more competitive, because this pair is like made for like running fast. It retails at $200. So it is not the cheapest option on the list, but the other pair is more of like a stability, like cushioned runner and stuff. And it looks like more like up my alley. So stay tuned for more on that. Hopefully I'll have a review on those very soon. But this shoe is the one that you have, and they're incredibly soft. I also like that you have an all knit upper. It's fun to be back at that. But the squishy stack in this midsole is pretty crazy. It does say it does have the Mizuno Energy Next, Energy, not Energy. And it does have a smooth speed assist in the midsole. As you can see, the plated midsole here. The part that I don't love about these is it is a little bit unstable in the heel, which is why it's lower in the countdown. And part of the reason why I think the other model that they could be sending me could be a better option for us. But for now, this is what I've tested. Extremely good, extremely comfortable on feet. Also, they weigh in at about 9.3 ounces or so. So pretty light pair of sneakers right here. All right, next up on the list, we have this pair right here, Adidas Adistar 4. Now, the Adidas Adistar line, I think, is the best like sleeper of the group. I've said that since the 3rd version. This is the 4th version, the newest one. It does retail at $130, which is the cheapest offering on this countdown as well. But the midsole stack is crazy comfortable. It's a repetitor foam, not one that they like tout as their like top tier stuff, which is the Light Strike Pro material. Like the Evo SLs is an incredible shoe as well. I think that that is the best all around like summer sneaker. And it's, if you're wanting to go fast and stuff, the Light Strike Pro in that model is super like poppy and you get a lot of spring. It's very breathable. It's one of the best running sneakers that Adidas has created, but it's not the max cushion version. In my opinion, this one is a better cushion stack. Now, they do have the Rukus as well, which has a higher stack, but it's more of a roller motion. It is like squishier on feet, in my opinion, but I think that this one overall has the proper amount of squish and balance and stability and just overall everyday wearability versus Uruku, again, with the rocker sensation. It's not my favorite out of what Adidas has to offer. Now, as for a runner-up for Adidas, they do have the Goukana, which I just did a review of. This is a really comfortable pair. It's an Adizero pair as well. The stack in here is very comfortable, just regular Light Strike though. If they did Light Strike Pro in these, it would be crazy. Like, because the shape, the design and everything, man, give me a Light Strike Pro version and make it $180 and I'd be down. This one does retail at $160. I did a detailed review on these already on my channel as well. Anyway, the Adistars, they weigh in at 9.4 ounces. So a sub 10 ounce pair of sneakers that are $130. Really most bang for the buck on the countdown, number 9 spot. Now the number 8 spot is a shoe that I actually don't have, which is unfortunate, but it is the Cloudsurfer Max. I do have a review of the Cloudsurfer 2s on my channel. Cloudsurfer 2s are amazing. I love those. It's just the better feel for my feet other than the Cloud Monsters and stuff, even though the Cloud Monsters are a little bit of a bigger stack as well. The Cloudsurfer 2 was nice and plush. The midsole was great. The engineered mesh on them were great as well. The Cloudsurfer Max is a little bit more expensive at $180. The Cloudsurfer 2s were only $160. But the Cloudsurfer Max is just a little bit of a bigger stack of foam, it looks like, which is why I would consider it as part of this countdown instead. As an alternative, the Cloudsurfer 2 could take the place as well. But I do need to get a pair of those. If you guys want to see a review, leave a comment, let me know, and I'll try to buy a pair of them. They're, again, $180. All right, made it to the number 7 spot on the countdown. We have the Hoka Bondi 9s. This is a pretty incredible pair as well. I did a review of these earlier of the year. These weigh 10.8 ounces on my scale. But the stack of foam in here is pretty incredible. It's definitely softer than the previous versions of the Bondis. Like the Bondis I wasn't really loving previous to this model, but the Bondi 9s I think changed things up quite a bit. The Clifton 10s are also pretty soft. The Clifton 10s are basically like a baby Bondi. These cost $175. The Clifton 10s cost $155. Again, if you don't want the MagMax stack, the Clifton 10s are just more of an all-around wearable pair. But if you're wanting the bigger stack of foam, this one is quite nice. For Max Stack foam, it is a little bit firmer than some of the other competition out here. For the overall feel of the foam, it's like soft, but it's not the softest out of the groups, which is why this is a little bit lower on the countdown. However, it's a really, really positive stride in the right direction. And overall, people might actually prefer this one because it is just a little bit firmer than some of the other offerings that I'm going to be talking about. But for now, number 7 spot on the list. So the number 6 spot on my countdown goes to the Saucony Hurricane 25. Very comfortable pair. 170 is the retail on these. They are a little bit heavier, 10.5 ounces, still not bad at all. But overall, the midsole foam is really good. This has the Power Run PB in the midsole. It's actually a dual density foam as well, softer on top, firmer on the bottom. And it definitely has the makings of a Max cushion shoe, well padded tongue, well padded collar, engineered mesh upper, and large wide foam stack on here also. The foam is soft in hand, but it is a little bit firmer than some of the rest of the competition out here, which is again why it's a little bit lower on the countdown. But as I mentioned, for the Cliftons, some people might prefer the little bit of a firmer feel. And if you want that Max cushion feel and you like the Saucony brand, this is a really solid offering. Now, the number 5 spot on the countdown goes to the Puma MagMax Nitro. This is a pair that I have to keep coming back to. They did a really, really tremendous job on this pair, and it's a couple years old. I think this is the oldest offering. It does weigh 10.3 ounces, so a little bit over 10 ounces, but the Nitro foam in this midsole is insane. It's nitrogen injected foam. The Puma grip is nice. Again, all the makings of a Max cushion shoe. It's bulky. The stability is crazy because you have a huge stack of foam that's very wide. The forefoot is wide as well. Nice amount of cushioning around the collar, but just overall a very good representation of what a Max cushion shoe should look like and feel like. But they do cost $180, which does make these a little bit more expensive. Not the most expensive on the list. There's 2 of them that are going to be around $200. Some of the other ones like this are $180, but a very good, very comfortable pair. And I'm assuming they're gonna have a newer model of these. I just haven't heard of or seen them, but very good on feet and surprisingly like responsive foam as well. I might add, like it's soft and squishy, but it's also a bit of a pop here also. So Nitro foam is pretty good stuff. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't thus far. Again, link in the description to those and everything else that I'm talking about on this countdown. Number 4 spot for myself goes to the Asics Gel-Nimbus 27. Retail is $165 on these, which does make this a little bit of a better option. For you guys, it is a little bit cheaper than some of the rest of the stuff out here. They do weigh 10.7 ounces, but you have a nice amount of traction on the bottom. The upper is fairly nice, engineered mesh again. Stretchy tongue on here, which I actually like, one of my favorite tongues on the countdown, and also the back pull tab is very nice. The foam on here is incredible though. You have pure gel, you have FF Blast Plus. Overall, the squish factor is really, really nice underfoot. Heel, forefoot is very, very good as well. In fact, most of these sneakers I'm going to be talking about, you feel a nice amount of heel squish, you feel a nice amount of forefoot squish as well. But this one, I think, honestly, is like in line with the MagMax. The MagMax actually might feel a little bit squishier on feet, in my opinion, than this one. But this one, I just like the value of the price point at $165 as well as the liner. And just the overall build of the upper, it just feels more comfortable to myself for whatever it's worth. And because of that, I put this at a little bit of a higher spot on the countdown. One of my favorite offerings from Asics. I do know that Asics has a bunch of other models that are like super crazy foams and stuff, but I can't really tell if any of those are going to be like ones that can transition to lifestyle like this one can. So I haven't touched a lot of them. They're like 200 plus for a lot of those models. I reviewed the Super Blast 2s, which were $200, and those ones are really good. But honestly, for like casual and stuff, like this is just a better offering than even the Super Blasts are. Number 3 spot on the countdown, we have the Brooks Glycerin Max again this year. I'm sure they're going to have a second one of these. This is an incredible pair though. Brooks did a great job on this one. It has the DNA tuned in the midsole. And you can see that the tuned is pretty cool because you have that little egg yolk thing in the front here, which is a different density foam as the rest. It's kind of like a carrier foam. But all in all, it's very, very comfortable, very squishy. You have a nice amount of traction on the bottom. Again, all of the makings of the Max cushion shoe that we like. Plush tongue, plush heel counter, and all around like a beast of a shoe. Tons and tons of cushioning in the forefoot, so the heel toe transition is insane. The weight of these, 11 ounces, but all in all, this is an incredible pair. Like there's a couple things that I would change. I wish it was gusseted. I don't like that the tongue is not gusseted, as well as when I put them on, this little heel counter here does squish down a little bit. I wish there was a little bit of a different structure there, but that's probably the only reason why these are a little bit lower on the countdown and not in the #1 spot. These could be a #1 contender. The other thing is they are $200, so it is on the top tier of the pricing, unfortunately, but you do get a lot of bang for the buck in this one. They do have some other colorways that I really like on their website as well. Brooks did an amazing job on this pair. #3 spot on my countdown. All right, so the #2 spot on my list goes to the Nike Vomero Plus. This is an amazing pair as well. Just released fairly recently, and I've been wearing these a lot, taking my dogs out on daily runs, twice a day actually, in these guys. And it's been incredible. The Zoom X on here is very poppy. Like, you have a lot of responsiveness in this Max Cushion foam here, which you wouldn't have expected, or I wouldn't have expected that the Zoom X would have felt so good. It really is incredibly like responsive for whatever it's worth. 10.3 ounces is the weight. You have a nice mesh on here as well. Very soft around the collar, lots of plush pillowy cushioning around the tongue as well. But this midsole is definitely nuts with the full length Zoom X. But these are in the #2 spot because the price point is $180, a little bit on the higher side. It is more responsive than the #1 spot, I will say that, and more responsive than like most of these shoes out here. Very, very good offering from Nike. If you haven't tried these yet, you should give them a go. It's probably the most comfortable Nike that I've ever tried on. At this point, from the casual, it can go casual, it can go faster if you needed to. You can wear these casually and stroll around as well, and they're extremely comfortable. The Vomero 18s were also exceptionally good on feet, but then those next to these, like the Vomero Pluses, are definitely that much better. And I really want to see the Vomero Premiums. I haven't tried those ones out yet. Those ones look even crazier. Like, I can't imagine it getting better than this, because the overall feeling on feet is like peak. Like, it's like perfect amount of cushioning, perfect amount of balance with the heel, perfect weight. There's a lot to love about this shoe at $180. But definitely check this one out if you guys haven't. Link in the description. Which brings me to the #1 shoe on my countdown for Max Cushion sneakers, and that is going to be the New Balance Fresh Foam X More V6. Part of the reason why I put this one at the #1 spot is primarily the price point is the most lucrative at $155 versus $180. So the bang for buck is here for sure. These do weigh 11 ounces, so they are a little bit heavier as well. But all in all, like, what you get in this shoe is incredible. The midsole foam is nuts. It is soft and squishy, and it's definitely like a recovery Max Cushion pair. You have extra wide base, but they also do offer wide and extra wide versions of this shoe, so you can get the extra width as needed. The traction is good on the bottom. The mesh is nice on this pair as well. You do have some extra padding on the heel counter and stuff as well. Like, I really like this color blocking also, the fact that you have that racer stripe down the middle, and I like the different direction that New Balance took on this pair versus the More V5. So I did a video kind of comparing the More V6 and the More V5 if you want to see. It's in my More V6 review video, so check that one out on the channel if you guys are interested. But I put this one above some of the other ones out here, like the Vomeros, because this one is like more springy on feet. This one definitely has a more of the cushion recovery feel. It's crazy how big of a stack of foam you have on here that is just so comfortable, but it also does feel a little bit more springy than the V5s did. So I feel like they did an improvement on the midsole where it's not as soft as the 5s. It's actually a little bit more responsive feeling. And for New Balance, the Fresh Foam X line is supposed to be like the more of the recovery feel, like just like the softer feel, versus the Fuel Cell, which is supposed to be more of the responsive spring back like foam that they have. So for the Fresh Foam X, it feels like they tightened it up a little bit though, so it is a little bit more responsive. It's not as responsive as the Zoom X from Nike, but all in all, they did some nice improvements on this model. And more importantly, they didn't raise the price too much. It's at $155, which is a bargain price point for what you get these at. The New Balance Fresh Foam Max 1080 V14s are at $165. And that's like their daily trainer, like sort of runner that they have out there that is also extremely comfortable on feet. But this one has more cushioning and is the Max Cushion offering for $10 less than their flagship. And so with that in mind, $10 savings for their other pair that is really, really good. And you get more foam on here. I think that this is the one where people are going to really enjoy wearing those, like if you haven't tried those out. Have you tried any of these out that I talked about on the countdown? Leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. The ranking is in order, again, of my preference, but if you have a difference in opinion, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Let other people know the reasons why you think that other shoes deserve a little bit more shine than some of the other ones that I chose. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, link in the description if you guys want to buy any of the offerings, or check out my YouTube channel. I have independent reviews on all the shoes that I already discussed for you guys out here. So hopefully you guys find it somewhat informative. If you guys have comparisons between some of these sneakers you guys would like to see, let me know, and I can do direct comparisons one-to-one, because some of those videos are sometimes helpful as well. But hopefully you guys have a good rest of the day. Thank you guys for stopping in and watching, and hopefully you'll see you back on the channel for some more content soon. All right, peace, guys.